He is a great guy. He's a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and really an expert in innovation and digital technologies. Has been an advisor to numerous companies, but I don't want to take all his time by listing them all. But he started a company, a advising company, consulting company, really specializing in emerging technologies and digital business models. Companies like Pfizer and Allianz and Aldi and SAP and so on. So loads of famous companies. He's also became a CEO of One Life, which is a research-heavy health tech startup on a mission to save lives and protect the planet by creating clean technologies that improve people's health at home. Sounds laudable and interesting. And now he's still working as an advisor with high-profile executives, helping them to future-proof their business. He's been a keynote speaker to loads of Fortune 500 companies, and I'm pretty sure that he will in the future list this company as one of his most important assignments that he's ever had, speaking for the Lufthansa City Center audience. He's going to speak about going next, uncovering the next wave of innovation and travel. It's my great pleasure to invite to the stage Chris Burkhardt.
This is Connect the Dots, the AI Impact Podcast. I'm Christoph Burkhardt. Welcome to the show.
Whenever we look at a technology like ChatGPT, we look at an evolution of a device or a technology that is changing over time. And we don't know at every stage. We have no idea where this is going. Right? So in the beginning, we say, okay, this is massive. We don't want this. This is too big. I don't want to carry this around. Okay, it has to get smaller. And then get smaller and smaller and smaller until we say, oh, wow, now it's a little too small. Let's get rid of the buttons. And then we slowly get rid of the buttons because we want a bigger display. And so the device gets bigger again, but the buttons are gone. So in the beginning, no one saw that this would end here. And what we don't see today is where are the next 10 devices? We have no idea where this is going. We know the smartphone is super important for us. We use it all the time. But two things are really not a good solution. It has a battery that dies all the time. And it's not attached to my body. I can leave that everywhere. This is a stupid solution to how important this device is. So this tells you that this is not over. This is going to continue. And so is AI. What we're seeing right now in AI is just the very start, the first device. We haven't seen anything. This feels like magic. And if you think about the internet and how this happened, where we are right now is people have sent the first email. First email is out, and we are like, magic. Did you see this? This email went around the globe in 3 seconds. Magic. This is what we do when we look at ChatGPT and the answers it gives us. Magic, but we have no idea what's coming. E-commerce, booking, travel online. We didn't see that coming when the first emails went out. And this is where we are. We can't see what's coming, but there will be big things. Social media is based on the same principle of an email, but at the time of the email, we had no idea. This will change everything, but we will adapt, because this is how the process works. We adapt to whatever is coming. It's evolved, Netflix. Right? So the recommendation engines is really good at figuring out what you're going to watch next, and they show it to you, and you click, and you train the algorithm to become better and better. It reads your preferences, just like you are reading your customers. It just does that automatically. And Netflix just published a study saying they save $1 billion because of the algorithm every year. It would cost them $1 billion to do this without AI. That's insane. But they've been doing this since 2015. So they have some experience. So now what does the recommendation engine figures out over time, and this is what it learned, which actors do you like? Which settings do you like? Which storylines? Which genres? What background music? And then Netflix said, well, why, if we know all this about the individuals that are watching, why should people watch the same movie with the same background music? We can just change the background music to match your taste. And that's what they're doing right now. You don't notice that because you only get what you get. You don't see the others. And when you watch the 1-minute teaser that is supposed to make you click to watch a movie, that's also made for you. There are only scenes in there that match your preferences. Some people just want to see the kiss. All right, this is the romantic story, there's the kiss. Some people just want to see the explosion. So they put an explosion and a kiss in the same movie, and they show two different things to two different people, so they watch the movie. This is very smart. But what does that mean to you? Like in your industry, the same thing happens, and it's called hypersegmentation. It's when we let go of the idea that people are so similar that we can put them in one box. And instead say we have to know people in so much detail that we can create a profile for each individual until we reach the segment of one. And I used this term the last time already because this hasn't changed, and companies are still trying to figure this out. But travel, for sure, is so multidimensional. The decisions that people go through when they decide what to book and why, this has so many layers that you're pretty much in the same game as Netflix. So the question is, who is going to go after this data? Who's going to find all the preferences of your customers and why they want to travel in a certain way? And who can not only recommend, but then produce the travel experience that they are looking for? And this comes down to these three things that every AI system in the world is using to analyze these preferences, to really get to what these customers want. And we're talking about indirect effects of AI, right? So people are getting used to things like Netflix or driverless cars. And so these people using driverless cars and Netflix are going to be your next generation customers. So they come with different expectations. And something that happened here, Amazon Go, I talk about this a lot. Amazon Go is now gone in San Francisco because they just closed. The experiment is done. They had these small stores, and now they're rolling out really big stores, so big supermarkets. The idea here was, okay, people actually like going to stores, just like they like to go to travel agents. But what they don't like is waiting in line. So now look at your travel agencies and how people go there and what they want. If Amazon, the e-commerce giant, whose only goal it always was to replace every store, comes back and says, we're opening stores. First they open bookstores and then supermarkets. Because people, in some circumstances, like to go there. Now we use technology to eliminate the stuff that they don't want. And the stuff they don't want is the lines. But they like to go to the store, see in front of them, get recommendations, and grab the things that they want. Now, the ceiling is obviously equipped with cameras and sensors that track every object. So you have vision, computer vision, just like Waymo cars have computer vision. It's the same system. They look for patterns, they make predictions, and they get feedback. And they learn over time, this object is this costs that much. So you grab everything in that store what you want, put it in your basket, and run out. Payment process is via your Amazon account. Your face is tracked anyway. Payment done. No payment process anymore. Well, that would be nice everywhere, right? So you wouldn't have to deal with the payment. So this is convenience driving this case. But what's happening is that you take the possibility of technologies and you turn them into opportunities where you see, okay, this is a real problem that we could tackle with this technology. So the question is, where in my business do I have things that I could eliminate to increase the perception of the experience for which people come? So they like going to the store because there's some things about the store that are fun. Can we eliminate all the rest so they still come to the store? That's an opportunity. And then people start forming new expectations. So Amazon delivers everything in San Francisco in 1 hour. How can they do that? Well, the stuff that I will order tomorrow is already on the truck today, because their predictive models are so good that they know what I'm going to buy tomorrow. Wouldn't that be handy for you? You already know what kind of travel they're going to book. And of course, the big booking sites are trying to do that. It is very hard because you need a lot of patterns to make predictions. You need a lot of data. And then the problem is, the biggest problem, you need a lot of feedback. And if you look at Netflix, people are watching movies every night. People give feedback every night. Hours after hours of feedback. How often do people book traveling, right? So you automatically get less feedback, so your algorithms will learn slower. But this will definitely come because it's the exact same principle. And then, so you just formed a new expectation as a customer. You know you don't have to wait anymore. And now you come with that expectation and you don't want to wait anywhere. We don't want to wait anywhere anymore. Unless you go to the airport. There, out of a sudden, you're being forced to wait. And this has to do with the structure of airports. But think about the experience. You know, we're excited to travel somewhere. I want to get there. This is really cool. And then the entire experience at the airport is crap. Why do they start my vacation with a crappy experience that can ruin it completely? Right? So there are places where we need technology to eliminate processes that are just annoying. But there are things at the airport that people like, and we also have to figure that out. So what is it that increases or improves the human experience, and where can we use technology to get rid of all the annoying stuff? Is a good starting point. But don't make me wait is definitely something we need to remember. This is still one of the biggest drivers in technology and innovation. Don't make them wait. How does this work now when humans and machines work together? This is a supercar that Mercedes developed with Autodesk. Autodesk is great at making computer-aided design software. So they use algorithms. The algorithms look at patterns in design, and then they make predictions about what people might want. So they can predict what a car should look like, but they're not very good at understanding what's fun about driving a car. Whenever you hear the word fun, you know AI has no idea. AI doesn't do anything that's fun, and that's a good thing, because that would be very dangerous. If they start having fun, they don't want to go away, and then we can't turn them off anymore. So this is pretty dangerous. We don't want them to have fun, but humans have fun. We have fun eating things that are unhealthy, and we know it. We still do it. We have fun playing the lottery, even though we know that's not very smart. And AI has no fun playing the lottery. AI would never play the lottery. AI is going to ask, like, why do you play the lottery? And I'm like, well, because I could win. And then AI is like, but it's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So the AI has like a rational system to understand things, and the human has a human experience. And this is exactly, in this case, what happened. They put a car designer, a human being, who knows how to design cars that are a great experience. So how does it feel if the acceleration of a supercar and the vibration hits you as the driver? And then the AI had the job to make this the most sustainable, the lightest supercar ever built. So the AI was just eliminating stuff, material. Get rid of the stuff and build a skeleton for the car that can handle whatever the human wants in the experience. And now, out of sudden, you understand that the intelligence of these two systems are very different. And this tells us what our role in this whole game is. There is creative intelligence. Creative intelligence is what I have as a human being. I can solve problems in a way that a machine can't because I use my creativity and not past data to solve the problem. My imagination. We can imagine things that don't exist and have never existed. Machines can't because they generate. And generative AI, generative intelligence, is very different from creative intelligence. But they're great at certain things. Right? They can calculate how this car can be the lightest ever built within milliseconds, which would take a human forever to figure out how to build this. And the collaboration between creative and generative intelligence builds a car that's better than anything that these two could have built on their own. So what's our job? Obviously, we need to build a partnership with machines in a way that makes us better at what we're doing already. What in the job of a travel agent is so uniquely human, requires so much creativity that a machine would fail. Now, take that process, look for a machine that can augment what you're doing, make you better, scale what you're doing already. And the collaboration between humans and machines will build something that has never been built before. A travel experience that has never been built before. Maybe a booking experience that has never been built before. The way we communicate will shift dramatically because we will have access to more AI-driven data. But we will communicate with other human beings because we like talking to humans. And that brings me back to the doors. We're standing in front of that door now. Now take all your courage and just go through the door. Go through that door, try things out. Right now, no one knows where this is going, but it's going to be fun. And it's less scary than it looks once you're through that door. Good luck with that.
Chris Burkhardt, fantastic.
Thank you.